Howdy, folks. I'm going to be doing a detailed Mysterious World episode on this topic, but with the lead time in our production schedule, it won't be out for at least a couple of months, so I decided to do a shorter, quick video now, just to give you my impressions. On Friday, May 17th, the Dicastery for the Doctrine of the Faith, or DDF, released a document titled Norms for Proceeding in the Discernment of Alleged Supernatural Phenomena. Accompanying the document was a note by Cardinal Victor Fernandez, the head of the DDF, introducing it and explaining the reasons why it was written. This document revised, replaced, and expanded a previous document issued by the then Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith, or CDF, from 1978, which we've covered in a previous Mysterious World episode. Apart from matters of detail, there are several notable shifts in the approach that the new document takes. These include the scope of the document, a procedure for greater transparency, and a new classification system for apparitions and other supernatural phenomena. When it comes to the scope, the 1978 document dealt only with presumed apparitions and revelations, while the new one expands coverage to phenomena such as alleged apparitions, visions, interior or exterior locutions, writings or messages, phenomena related to religious images, and psychophysical phenomena. These also include reported Eucharistic miracles. The greater transparency is illustrated in two ways. First, when the 1978 document was released, it was distributed only on a confidential basis and was meant strictly for bishops and their associates. However, it leaked, including on my website, jimmyakin.com, and it was only published officially in 2011, 33 years after it was originally released. By contrast, the new document was immediately placed on the Vatican website, and a press conference introducing it to the public was held. Second, when the 1978 document was in force, local bishops were invited to submit their findings and conclusions about apparitions to the CDF for review and approval before they announced them. However, when the congregation approved the bishop's planned announcement, it would ask that they keep its name out of the matter, presumably to keep people from exaggerating what the CDF had done and announcing the apparition as Vatican approved or Vatican condemned. Henceforth, there will be more transparency. Cardinal Fernandez explains, now, when the bishop makes his decision public, it will be stated as in agreement with the Dicastery for the Doctrine of the Faith. At the core of the new document is a new way of classifying supernatural events. The list presented is not exhaustive, but the Church's conclusions will usually be expressed in terms of 6 categories. Category 1 is nihil obstat, which means nothing obstructs. It is used for phenomena that are connected with many signs of the action of the Holy Spirit in connection with the phenomena, and so far, no aspects that are particularly critical or risky have been detected. Category 2 is pre oculis habeatur, which means it should be held before the eyes. Keep your eye on it. It's used for phenomena that have important positive signs, but also some aspects of confusion or potential risks. Consequently, it says, doctrinal clarification might be necessary in these cases. Category 3 is curiatur, which means it needs to be attended to. Really do something here. This is used for phenomena that have various or significant critical elements, meaning negative ones, but have nevertheless spread widely and are connected with verifiable spiritual fruits. In these cases, the bishop is not to encourage the phenomenon and to seek out alternative expressions of devotion and possibly reorient its spiritual and pastoral aspects. Category 4 is submandato, which means under mandate. It is used for phenomena that are rich in positive elements, but that are being misused in some way, such as by a person, a family, or a group. Misuse might involve financial gain, immoral acts, or defiance of the local bishop. Category 5 is prohibitor et obstruatur, which means hindered and to be blocked. It is used for phenomena that have some positive elements, but also have very serious critical issues and risks. The bishop is to declare publicly that adherence to this phenomenon is not allowed. And category 6 is Declaratio de non supernaturalitate, which means declaration of non-supernaturality. It is used for phenomena that the bishop has found to be not supernatural based on facts and evidence that are concrete and proven, such as a visionary admitting that they lied, or witnesses detecting fraud, or evidence of mythomania, that is, an excessive tendency for lying or exaggeration. You'll notice that what's missing from that list is a firm declaration that the phenomenon is supernatural. Not even the nihil obstat implies that that is the case. Under the new norms, a phenomenon can still be declared supernatural, but it will require a special act of the Pope. This has to do with the reasons for the new norms. In his accompanying note, Cardinal Fernandez explains that the previous tendency to conclude that phenomena were either supernatural or not supernatural, or not known to be supernatural, had undesired side effects. If a phenomena was declared to be supernatural, it, in his words, effectively oriented the faithful to think that they had to believe in these phenomena, which were sometimes valued more than the gospel itself. And I'm sure we've all met some apparition enthusiasts who are more excited about new Marian statements than they are about Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Fernandez said that the lack of public clarity also contributed to confusion about the status of apparitions, and he noted that the need to establish an apparition is supernatural in order to give it some form of approval led to extensive delays. Before committing the church, or even a local diocese or region, to the idea that an event has been established as supernatural, special precautions were needed. You needed to do a super thorough investigation that took a long time. Fernandez notes, the expectations of receiving a declaration about the supernatural nature of the event resulted in very few cases ever reaching a clear determination. In fact, he says, since 1950, no more than 6 cases have been officially resolved, even though such phenomena have often increased without clear guidance and with the involvement of people from many dioceses. Therefore, he says, one can assume that many other cases were either handled differently or just not handled at all, which is pretty bluntly honest of the Cardinal. The new nihil obstat classification is meant to allow a more expeditious way to provide a form of approval for an event and recognize the action of the Holy Spirit in things connected with it, without expressing any certainty about the supernatural authenticity of the phenomenon itself, and thus without implying to the faithful that they're obliged to believe it. Of course, the declaration that an event is not supernatural still exists, and it is the 6th category of the ones for regular use. In addition, the 4 new categories reflect the complexity of the evidence regarding an event and the effects it's having in the church. Category 2, Prae Oculis Habeatur, is for events that are favored by good evidence, but with some reason for concern, so a full nihil obstat isn't warranted. The opposite is Category 5, Prohibetur et Obstruatur, where there are very serious problems and only a few positive elements, yet a full decree of non-supernaturalness isn't warranted. In the middle are 2 categories for events where there is a difference between the event itself and the impact it's having on the church. In Category 4, Submandato, the event itself has a lot of positive elements, but some particular group is misusing it. The reverse is Category 3, Curiatur, where there are significant problems with the event, but despite that, the event has become widely popular so that a ban that could upset the people of God is not recommended, but some kind of healthy reorientation is desired. In addition to the things that Cardinal Fernandez names as the reasons for the revision of the norms, I strongly suspect that the creation of this category, Category 3, was one of them. In 2010, Pope Benedict XVI instituted a commission to examine the popular but controversial Medjugorje apparitions, and the commission reported its results to Pope Francis in 2014. In 2017, Pope Francis stated that the initial Medjugorje apparitions deserved further study, but was very doubtful about the later ones. This meant that it was hard to give a supernatural or not supernatural evaluation of Medjugorje, and the Vatican has not made an official statement in all the years since. It thus would make sense, if the current category system isn't working, to review and revise the categories used to classify events like Medjugorje. And the curator category sounds like it was designed for the conclusions that the Vatican reached about it. Consequently, I suspect that an announcement on Medjugorje may finally be on the horizon. It's important to note that the new norms do not change any classifications of apparitions that currently exist. Those declared supernatural or non-supernatural still have the same status, though it is possible they could be revised in the future. Without naming it, Cardinal Fernandez mentions how the status of the Ida Peterman, Our Lady of All Nations apparitions went back and forth over time, with a negative judgment finally being reaffirmed in 2020. Further, the criteria for nihil obstat note that particularly critical or risky things have not been detected about the phenomenon, at least so far, implying that the ruling is a provisional one that could be changed if such things do emerge. I think that, on balance, this new set of norms is promising. It has a more sophisticated approach to the complex nature of reported supernatural phenomena, how the evidence can be mixed and change over time, and what their impact on the Church can be. It also strikes me that it may encourage the faithful to have a healthier appreciation of such phenomena that is open but discerning, without automatically assuming that an event is obligatory for belief in all its details, or that it's to be completely and utterly rejected in all its details. It seems to me this is a reasonable attempt to implement St. Paul's dictum about prophecy from 1 Thessalonians 5 to test everything and hold fast to what is good. If you like this content, please do all the YouTube things that will tell YouTube to show this video to others. If you like it, comment on it, or share it with others. That tells YouTube you found it engaging. And I am trying to grow my channel, so I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe, and be sure to hit the bell notification so that you always get notified when I have a new video. These days, I have multiple videos per week. Thank you so much, and God bless you.